Well, hey guys, my name is Pere and I'm on Zikoko. Well, I mean, it felt really good. Two-time finalist, actually. Was a finalist in my season, made it all the way to the finals as a second runner-up. And now, this season, top 5. It's an all-star season. We had everyone who came there was a giant in their own right. It felt good, though. Had a lot of fun. Well, the Shiny Eye season, I enjoyed the Big Brother experience, and there's just something about being in the house and partaking in that experience. Coming out, I missed it, and I kept saying, I remember I kept talking with a few of my colleagues that if there was ever a Big Brother All-Star, I think I would want to be a part of it. And surprisingly, I was in Las Vegas, back home in America, and boom, the call came through and I'm like, hey, would you want to be part of this? I was like, what? I don't want to think about it. Yes, I gave him my answer straight away. Yeah, the experience was what made me want to come back for sure. No, I never had a strategy going in. For me, I just wanted to be myself and just enjoy myself, because it's an all-star season, so you best believe that a lot of people are going to be going in with this whole mindset of I'm big, I'm made, and it might there'd be a lot of people too who would be coming in there because of that, who would have a lot of ego. So I was just like, screw that, I'm just going to be me, vulnerable. I want them to see all the sides that they haven't seen before. And which is what happened. That Kid was my guy, man. Woof. I like the way Kid thinks. Me and Kid, we've risen on the same level. We saw reasons on how we could strategically make moves in the house, because it's a game. Let's not forget that. Irrespective of the fact that it's reality TV, were also there to play the game. And part of the game was you could conspire to nominate, and then Biggie had this whole twist to when he brought the "Pardon Me, Please." So so those were the elements that made the game interesting. And with that, with every game, you have to have a plan, and which we had to do. Me and Kid, man, I liked that team. It was good. Highs and lows. There were certain times I felt alone, especially after some people who I was really close to had left, like Kid. At some point, Neo left. But yeah, highs, winning tasks, and enjoying the Saturday parties, some of them. And toward the end, another high was experiencing a bond with Mercy toward the end of the show. Yeah, was I surprised to see? I don't think I was surprised to see anybody, because I kind of figured out, okay, if there was going to be an all-star, these were the people that were going to bring in. Although I was surprised to see some of the newbies, the guys who had come in from the level up season. So I was like, okay. I didn't think they were going to bring any of them. They're living, they're living in the past. They should go, well, come. People fights, they settle. Some people wouldn't settle, depending on the nature of the fight, and then depends on that on both individuals. But it was a trivial thing, so we had moved past that, actually. I'm cool with Doing. Doing has no issues with me, and I have no issues with Doing at all. Doing's a very logical person, and yeah, I'm cool. We've moved past that already. There are people you would, like I said earlier, there are people you would have to just let them be where they're at. So the other person is just that way. I'm not mentioning any names. So, we had this session with a lady had come into the house, a life coach or something like that, and we had these sessions which were very therapeutic. I remember one of the sessions we were going around and people were saying things. Now, prior to that day, the house was hot. When I mean hot, it's not like hot, but it's figuratively now. While I was going around, I heard the things people were saying to me. I mean, before then, I knew people came for me at the start of the show because for some reason they felt I was a threat. I don't know why. Maybe because of my personality, which they saw in my season. So it came with cutlass. And I didn't feel a lot of people actually liked me at the beginning of the show in the house. So that caused a lot of friction. I wasn't really flowing, almost none of the housemates. But to hear the beautiful things that they kept saying to me actually made me feel so good, and I broke down in happy tears. And at that time, I believe the situation with Ike throwing Eliba's things that happened, and then the whole house suddenly gravitating toward me as this bad guy, whereas I didn't throw her things away. The guy who threw her things away, everyone's kicking with the guy, and I'm like, why are human beings so funny? I didn't throw the girls' things away. As a matter of fact, the conversation with, I don't want to get into that, but yeah, that was that. We became so close in my season, from my season, and we've been close from 2021 up until we got into the All-Star house. And we're still very good. Yeah, people were trying to separate because, see, these other guys that came in, they knew the strength, they knew that there was the strength in numbers. They saw the closeness between myself and Cross, and look, I'm sure a couple of them came in with a strategic plan to split that friendship in that house. That would make a lot of sense to explain why they eventually had to do what they did, because they kept going to this guy with false things that were not true. That I said this about him, or I'm not a good friend. But all I did, I know I exuded a lot of loyalty. I'm a loyal person. I told Big Brother several times in the diary room, I said, even if I was going to play a game, I can play a game with everybody in this house, but the one person who I don't see as a competitor is Cross. I see him as my friend. And every single time I went in the diary room to nominate someone who would be pardoned, irrespective of the conspiracy or conspiring to give one person a pardon, I'll go mention Cross's name for that pardon. You know, those are things that showed loyalty. And even with the Kim situation, I mean, I was always defending them. So I'm just a loyal person, all around. They just wanted to make me look bad, but God damn it, they failed. You know, they said I was hitting the wall. I said, yeah, I hit the wall. I didn't hit a human being. They said I banged the table. Yeah, I banged the table. Yeah. So they said I flipped the mattress. Well, I got provoked. Someone yanked my duvet off of me forcefully in a violent way. So it was trying to bully me. So yeah, it was nothing out of the ordinary that I heard. Yeah, more movies, and of course I'm an executive producer now, so I make my own films. I want to carve my own niche as, because I'm inspired by the likes of Tyler Perry. So I want to make my films, star in my own films, write my stories. The story that I executive produced, I wrote that 7 years ago, and eventually I had to get someone who writes for, she writes for a subsidiary of Paramount Pictures in America. She wrote that screenplay for me. That was my first feature I just did in March of this year. And I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more going forward. Films, big films, because that was shot in Nigeria and in America. So look forward look out for a lot more of those types from me.